Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today I'm going to show you how to replace and adjust the clutch cable on our 2008 Kawasaki KLR650R. It's not really that tough. Just want to get the other one pulled out, fish the other one through, then I'll show you how to connect it and actually get it adjusted properly. So if you're ready, we'll get started. This is going to be a skill level 1, so it's really not going to be that tough. And being a skill level 1, well, that's also reflected in the tools. Not going to be that many of them. Pair of pliers, 12mm box end wrench, and then a 8mm socket. Plus, you're going to need some electrical tape. I'll show you what that's for later. If you would, reference our parts diagrams, get that clutch cable that you're going to need on order. And once you've got all that together, I can show you how to get it done. So let's go. All right, let's start by breaking these two bolts loose. Because what we want to do is go ahead and get the cable completely loosened up from down here. That way, when we go up top, it'll be easier to go ahead and pull it off the actual clutch arm itself. So we've got that loose, we've got this run all the way in. There's going to be plenty of slack up at the top now. So let's move up there, take off that hand guard, then we can get it disconnected. It's just one bolt up top, 10mm, then another one down at the bottom. Just let it hang on the bottom because we really don't need to take it off any further. On your adjustment, just need to line up the channels, pull it all the way out, let it slide through the channels, and then kick out the bottom of the clutch lever itself. So now she's free. Now we can head back to where it connects to the clutch actuating arm on the case. Got plenty of slack now. Run it back and then slide the end of the cable out of the groove on the clutch arm. All right, now it's free. And here's the trick. We're going to take our new cable and actually just tape it to this one and then feed it up back through. You do want to try to minimize the diameter, so I'm going to go all the way down here to the exposed part of the cable and just wrap it with just regular old electrical tape, and that should be enough to hold it for the ride up to the top. And let's see if this little trick will work. You want to push the new cable up as you're pulling. Don't pull too hard because you can rip the tape off. Sometimes you'll have to reach all the way down in here to get it to work up through there. There she goes. Cable is in place. Now we just need to reconnect the ends and adjust it. This cable really wasn't in that bad a shape. Yeah, this old boot is supposed to keep mud and dirt and whatever from getting in the end of the actual cable itself. And that's really the reason why I wanted to go ahead and replace it. Plus it was starting to get a little bit grabby, and the actuation of the clutch wasn't very fluid. It wasn't very smooth. We want to leave it disconnected for just a minute. We want to go back down and go ahead and feed it through the cable holder at the clutch itself. See, with it disconnected, we've got plenty of play to run this cable back through the holder. All right, now that we've got it just through the holder right there, I'm going to go ahead and push that boot back without ripping it, and then we want to feed it into the arm all the way till that section right there protrudes through. Now we can head back up top, reconnect it to the clutch lever itself. All right, with it not adjusted yet, we've got plenty of room or length to guide it into the bottom of the clutch, then guide it through the channels in the adjuster, and then push it back in. And now your adjuster should be all the way in. Now we can do the course adjustment. We don't want to pull it too tight. We just want to hit it to where there's a little bit of tension on the clutch cable itself. We just want it to engage or take up the slack. So right about there is where we need to be. All right, now we can put our boot back over there, over the end of those threads. Is there a little bit of slack? Just a little bit. I mean, that should be enough to do our fine adjustment up top. So let's go take a look. So what I'm looking at is on the back side, right here, in between fully closed and when it starts to engage the clutch. I've got about 1/4 inch. So that's about where I like to, adjust them. Some people want it a little bit further in. Me, as an old motocross racer, I want it to activate just as far out as I can, so right out there, so quick shifts. On this bike, it really doesn't matter, getting it adjusted that far out, but that's just my preference. You may want to bring it in more. It's really up to you. As long as it's completely disengaged, when it's all the way completely open, you're good to go. Now take your guard, bring it over the top, right like that. Now we can go and replace these 2 bolts, and those are both just 10 millimeters. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps this one up. Pretty simple thing to do. Beats the heck out of taking it to the dealership, doesn't it? All right, well, if you need any of the parts that we used on this one, why don't you come over to Partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.